Hello there, EV jerks. Do me a favor. Nah, don't do anything yet. You haven't watched the video. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at the interior quality of the all-wheel drive Volkswagen ID4 Pro S model with gradient package. This beastie is about as souped up, I think it is as souped up as you can have. So let's go ahead and take a look inside. You tell me what you think. Do you think it sucks or do you think it's nice? Let's go ahead and take a look at the interior door materials. Now this is where my older son sits. He is a dirty child. So we have all this stuff in here. Everyone complains of hard plastic, and I mean, yeah, I think every single car I've ever owned has hard plastic, with the exception of the interior of a Lexus had like leather or something here, which I thought was kind of weird. But we have, I mean, hard plastic right here, sure. Piano black, which is just absolutely phenomenally stupid, there and there. If anyone has a kit they want to send me to try out to cover these up, I would totally do so and make a video on it, because I hate this piano black. Only thing good that the first, what do they call it? The first model or first edition, whatever it is. That's the only thing it has going for it, is they have the white interior on these. That looks cool. Not on the steering wheel or on the infotainment screen, but just right here would be awesome. And right here, add a little color to it, it'll look nice. Okay, so this is hard. This is dumb piano black. This feels like this handle feels like it'll chunk and cheese dick pretty easy. This right here is actually pretty soft. Like you can, look at this, I'll push in. It's very supple. It's very soft. It's pretty much like the armrest for my bony elbowed child. But all of this is soft. It's, to me, nice. I have a really hard time when people say, oh, it's all a bunch of hard plastic. Like, I've never seen a card made out of like pillow. I don't understand. In the front door, we have more of the same, right? All this hard stuff, dumb piano black, very, very soft and supple. All this is hard. So we come inside. And this stuff, if you can see, again, has that same kind of spongy. I can really push in on this stuff. Like very, very soft. I wouldn't say very soft, but it's definitely movable. Then we have this stuff here. I think this is just kind of a real cheap plastic thing. These seem like they would actually break, kind of. I mean, nothing different than any other car, but I can just see some dork kid like sticking a peanut in there and trying to get it out, and then they bust something. But all this stuff, this is harder. So I'd say this material is just like this material. They have the same sound. This is all kind of hard. This right here, the center thingy, is like very hard. But yeah, it's mostly hard plastic. Steering wheel is about the most supple thing ever. Very nice leather. I love the feel of it. I love the look of it. Like, that's a beautiful steering wheel. Especially when it heats on my very small, constantly cold hands. That's a nice steering wheel. Like, that's a beautiful steering wheel. That's a nice steering wheel. Like, that's a beautiful steering wheel. That's a nice steering wheel. Now we have to look at this. I pulled these out because they are so shitty. This is the original mat that came with it. I mean, this is so bad. This is, honest to God, kind of like a cat scratching post. But look, we got the VW. These are terrible. I mean, these are bad. So I did opt for this WeatherTech right here. And if we look under it, it's just, I mean, it's like car material, right? It's like that felt stuff. But all in all, everything feels solid. These seats are beautiful and very nice. I have this material here. I don't even know what you call it. It's kind of like it's like, I don't know, nylon or something. But then we have this leather here, or leatherette. It looks and feels like leather, and this stuff is beautiful. It is perforated. It's starting to get a little hot here in Central California, but yet it's still staying really cool. So the headrests are very, very soft. You can see the material just nice and spongy, but yet it has a lot of support and it has a lot of bounce back. I've been rolling off the edge of this thing a lot, just getting in and out, and it has absolutely no signs of like creasing or, you know, like that folding over look of like a, you know, like a Nevada smoker, how their lips are always nasty. It doesn't have that look. It looks nice. This is also a really good time to mention this front section here. It's not that ugly ass brown. That brown interior is god awful. Looks like you have a dude in chaps laying across this. And then at some point As you go along, you're gonna find out if they're assless chaps or not. They have the brown on the side. It's just a crappy looking brown. But guess what? If you wanna get the brown, you can get pretty much whatever color you want. However, if you want this gray, the lunar gray leatherette, now all of a sudden you're 100% locked into getting either white or getting blue. You can't get the silver. I would have loved to have the silver with the gray interior. Would have looked awesome. But they didn't have that option, so I was kind of stuck with this. I have this ski pass-through right here. This back is that same felt. All of these seat rests and cushions or whatever, oh man, they feel so good. These lay down really easy. You push this in, this thing pops up kind of as a safety measure. So you know, like, hey, that's not locked in. Your kid's gonna go flying if you don't lock it again. So you pop it back into place. I like that feature, that's good. It's good to not have your kids fall through the windshield. Now, if I lift up the WeatherTech mat, we have this guy here. So we pull up on this, I have all my bags and crap. Kind of like it as a false bottom. I've actually noticed this false bottom kind of comes in more handy than I thought it would. But under here, now we have this. It's kind of a small thing. It's a good spot to put all my charging cables. You have like the stuff to remove the tires. But it's really, I mean, this is like a small ice chest size. Really not that big. But definitely big enough for the charging cables. Not a small back at all. A lot of people complain that this doesn't have a frunk. I've never had one, so it's not something I use. Would I use it if it was there? Probably. I'd probably put the charging cables up there. But I don't have it, so it's something like you've never had it, you don't ever miss it. So I'm kind of good with it. Also makes the front of the car a lot shorter. I kind of like it being nubby. I like me a nubby car. Last thing before we go our separate way, I appreciate you lasting this long. Interior of this, so my wife is 5'3". She has the seat back way too far for herself. She has it back as if she's a giant, as if she's a small forward on some NBA team. She's deluding herself. I am 6'3", and this is where I sit. Let's see. Let's put this thing back all the way. That seat's back all the way. I'm 6'3", and I am comfortable right here. I have about an inch of space. Now that's with this thing back all the way. That's actually back farther than I have it on the driver's side. So if I were to move this up to like an average height, so that was even. So this is forward about an inch from where I have it. At 6'3", I have plenty of room. I can slouch if I want. And then if I push in here, there's plenty of give so I can screw with the person in front of me, as my son does to my wife all the time. Comfortable seat. Now, the center seat sucks. This is like very rigid, and I'm gonna say the back is really uncomfortable. It's not contoured at all for a back, and quite frankly, I would not be able to last very long right here. Right here, easy. I can go on a long road trip right here. If I slide over a foot, hell no, let me out at the next stop. So this back seat has a little pocket right here, which is helpful for my kid to lose his crap in, and I don't know where my AirPods are. Then there's this bottom one here. You can stick an iPad or a book or whatever in there. Now, if we come in here and you look over my hairy leg, you can see the vents for the back. They're on the bottom. If you shoot them up, it'll hit you right in the face, which is nice. It works out well. My kids have not complained yet. They actually really like them. You have these charging ports to make it nice. We don't have to bring our little external portable battery supply with us. And then last thing I want to show you guys is this. We have the ski pass-through. If we undo that, but right here we have a nice little armrest and a couple of drink holders. And then we have the massive panoramic sunroof, which inside of a garage really just exposes all of your boxes of crap. So that is the tour of my Volkswagen ID4 interior. Is there more stuff you want to see, maybe in better lighting and not in a dank garage? Yeah, probably. But that's the gist of it. This is real life. Real life does not look like a glossy magazine photo. It looks like a shitty garage. So stick with me here. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. If you like this content, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and maybe I'll do a sweet, sweet bass jam at some point, but not today. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Bye.
I don't have have an outro. So how about this?